project today, but there's always delays. So we're gonna celebrate the anniversary fully in a little bit, and I think it will be a great celebration. But you know what? Today's the actual date, so I wanted to do something. So I'm gonna sit in front of the screen for maybe 8 hours and play Getting Over It for a long time. So I want this dang golden pot. Yeah, we're gonna be here a while, settle in. I have 3 drinks today, and I'm gonna need all 3 of them. The dregs of a matcha latte, which I mostly drink. A cup of hot tea, and some, actually, all the ice melted. I'm not that prepared, am I? I don't even have fresh ice in my ice water. So the thing is, so I've got some things on the screen just because. So we need to beat the game 44 times to get the golden pot. I believe. I hope. If I take 10 minutes per run, it will take me about 7.5 hours to do that. Maybe I'll be faster than 10 minutes per run, though. Maybe. That would be cool. So, you know, maybe it will not be so long. But regardless, it's gonna be a long day. We're gonna celebrate. Thank you guys for being here for 1 whole year. I can't believe it's been a year. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like I just started. It feels like I'm a fresh newborn. Which I guess you still are when you're one year old. You're not so crusty dusty yet. You're still goo goo gaga. I feel like it's like a cheat code. Just restart your stream anniversary. Well, because you know I've been posting on the internet for a while. But when do we restart the counter? Now I'm no longer crusty dusty, even though you can go look at my YouTube channel and see that I've been posting for like 8 years. Has it been that long? Ooh. I always think about that because, like, I'm not exactly shy about people knowing that I'm old. At least in terms of internet, I'm old, I guess. But you know, I felt old when I started on the internet 8 years ago, and I wasn't old then. I'm still not old, but you know. But sometimes I think about how, like, when your channel is that old, the chances of you being, you know, a young spring chicken just go lower and lower and lower. Cause like people know you didn't start your YouTube channel when you were like 10. I was not 10 when I was making my ASMR videos. Fill in the blanks, do the math, and anyway, age never gets lower. No, it doesn't. But we can reset the anniversary counter. So I'm a fresh 1-year-old streamer. A fresh 1-year-old streamer. So new. The winds of winter. Would you believe me if I told you that that's somehow related to what I'm gonna announce? Wait, that makes it sound like I'm writing a book. It's not my book. That's still in the pipeline. You'll see. George R. Martin Nimi. That's right. I'm announcing that I will be taking over George R. Martin's career, and I will be writing Winds of Winter. I hope you're ready for 50% more romance. more vampires. Well, you could have vampires in that world because you have weird, like, ice elf things. I don't know what they are. Why are they putting magic in my low magic fantasy setting? But there's already dragons and stuff. I'm just now realizing, like, what I've signed up for. I didn't think about it much. I was just like, just do it. Just play Getting Over It till you have the golden pot. What's the worst that could happen? But then last night I didn't sleep. Though I think I did sleep enough in the end because I took a nap. I couldn't sleep because I was, like, nervous. About what? Well, actually, it's because I was thinking about this anniversary. Well, I was also thinking about, oh, my project's not ready. Where? But anyway, I also did my dance lesson with my mother today in the morning. And whenever I have to wake up early for something, I, like, get nervous and I can't sleep. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to wake up in 8 hours. And then it's like, oh my gosh, I have to wake up in 7 hours. For me, who likes to get 9 hours of sleep every night, that's a big problem. Even if like I could wake up early if I like didn't have anything to do, you know? But it's okay, because I have a sleep bank. I've got the hours saved up. I'm typically a well-rested tapir. But you know, there's research. There's research that not everyone needs 8 hours. Like that everyone has their own sleep needs, and it's not 8 hours for everyone. Some people need more, some people need less, and I think I'm someone who needs more. I think I always have been. So that's how I live my life. You do fine on 6. I need 9. I need 9. But my mom is like that too. But not my grandma, actually. My grandma barely sleeps. But I also think some, you know, older adults just don't sleep much. But I remember even being a kid and like sometimes my grandma would always go to sleep or after me, but then wake up before me. Sometimes I would wake up at what felt like the middle of the night, and I'd have like a nightmare, and I would go to her and she would still be awake reading. But maybe I was sleeping many hours already back then. Maybe it's easy to go to sleep earlier than someone and wake up, or go to sleep later and wake up earlier when someone's sleeping 10 hours. But it felt like she was always awake. The steam cloud. I hate the steam cloud. Am I the only one? Probably. Probably everyone loves the steam cloud, but I feel like the steam cloud always does what I don't want it to do. Why? Well, because, like, I don't know. Sometimes I want to have multiple saves. Like, Skyrim on the Steam Deck should be different than Skyrim on the PC. Oh. But Skyrim is weird in general, because it just shows you, like, all of the saves you've ever had in a list. I got the Steam version of Skyrim on the Switch. Saber hates clouds? Don't say that about me. I don't. I love them, especially the cumulonimbus. Cloud tier list. What are they? Stratus. There's one that starts with an S. Ceres? Wait, that doesn't start with an S. Ceres? Those are the, like, wispy ones that are in the top of the sky. The sky doesn't have a top. But I love the big fluffy ones. I mean, who doesn't? How about funnel cloud? That one's pretty cool. Pretty scary. Wouldn't the top be before space? Well, I don't know. Do you consider the stars to be part of the sky? Because I would. How can the stars not be part of the sky? They're up there. The sky and then the atmosphere. But the sky is more abstract than the atmosphere. You know, we don't have to constrain ourselves to scientific definitions when it comes to the sky. The sky is what you dream of it. The sky is what you see when you look up towards the heavens and dream all that you can dream. The sun is not in the sky. Sounds weird. Exactly. Therefore, the sky includes the sun and the stars and the clouds and airplanes sometimes. If they're not on the ground. Anybody else have a fear of airplanes? Sometimes I go on the subreddit. There's a fear of flying subreddit. And it's very wholesome, because you would think like maybe it would just turn into a bunch of people like working themselves into a frenzy of fear, you know? Like, oh my god, we're all gonna die! But it's not. It's actually very wholesome. Everybody talks about how safe planes are. And then they do this thing where they'll be like, I have a flight and I'm nervous. Can someone track my flight for me? And then like a stranger on the internet will be like, sure. And then when it's time for their flight, they'll like post on Reddit and they'll track the flight and be like, looks like you just took off. Hope it was a smooth takeoff. You might hit some turbulence, but you're doing great. Going smoothly. Your flight's halfway done. It is sweet. But I do feel like planes, there's something like unnatural about it. That's why they're more scary than cars, even though cars are more dangerous. Like by far, right? But planes, you're too high up. You couldn't survive in the environment that you're in if the plane suddenly disappeared. So it's scary. You have a chance. Do you? Don't you just freeze? How cold is it? Probably better not to think about it. I try not to, but you know, I get scared. Minus 50 degrees Celsius? It's not a good environment. You have a fear of flights, but you adore flying? I feel like I've actually gotten more scared of flying over the years. I don't know why. I do like to look out the window though. It's fun to see. Yeah, the exposure therapy is not working. I don't know, I think it's because I see plane crashes on the news, and I used to not see any news as a kid. But it's like a bias, right? You see it and you think that it's common, but it's not. It's uncommon, and that's why it's in the news in the first place. Yeah, flying is much more safe than your daily car ride. It's true. It just feels scary because you're going so fast. It's so high in the air. These are probably things that I should have known by now. But 100 wins is not that many. Just like how 500 hours in Dota is not that much. Hope my wrist survives. Don't worry, I've got an ergonomic mouse pad printed with my favorite anime lady. Not really. She's not my favorite. Yeah, my 02 mouse pad. I've had it for forever. I should really replace it. I don't even like 02. Well, actually, I do like her, but I don't like the anime she's from. That show is such a meme. Darling in the Franxx. When did that show come out? What were we doing? Is that show when was that? Was that 2018? 2017? What were we doing back then? Ancient history. I do like my 2B mouse pad. Not 2B, sorry. 02. 2B would be a classier choice. What your waifu says about you. 2B is definitely a classier choice than 02. I would get a new one, but I need a pink. It has to be pink. How did I do better when I had the time pressure on? It's because I didn't want to do this exact punishment that I'm doing right now. And yet here I am, of my own volition. I probably just need to turn the quality of the game down. Did you know that speedrunners play this game on the worst quality? Because I guess it makes it faster, but I don't know how much faster it could possibly make it. Or yeah, I guess it gives you more frames. But my tapier eyes cannot even see more than 2 frames per second. Everything looks like a slideshow to me. Really getting over it like a professional FPS match. People are serious about this game. People being me. So I actually feel like being good at getting over it is a very common, a VTuber skill. It's not quite as impressive as, being able to play an instrument or being good at singing. But it's something that you can pull out during your debut. You can do the it's my first time playing, getting over it. I've heard this game is hard, let's see. And then you just win, because it's not actually your first time playing it. Still something to be proud of. I think so. I don't know. There's a different vibe to being good at a single player game and being good at an online game. What if I was actually good at Dota? That would be genuinely impressive. I guess so is this. Well, maybe if you're better than me. Not if you miss orange 20 times. Be nicer to myself. I'm nice. I'll be nice when I have a 2-minute run and getting over it. But I don't know. Do I want to practice this game? Or do I want to write my book? Literally world record? No. World record is sub 1 minute. Plenty of people have sub 2 minutes. I think even 1,000 people have sub 2 minutes. Some of them are my fans. Are they? Don't look. It's embarrassing. Hi, guard. Did that game come out? I heard that the reason it got the last slot is just because Jeff liked it. So he decided that they would get the coveted last spot. Just cause. You love that guy. I mean, that's something that I would do too. They shouldn't let me host the Game Awards. I give the final slot to Teddy's Haven. Not even a release, just for an update. And everyone will love it. They will love it. Playing that right now. I need the Teddy's Haven on the second monitor. I mean, I could because I have, the game plays itself because I've got workers working on it. I could if the morale gets low. Or did it just, have a lull and then start again? Yes. Oh no. Let me just beat this real quick. Which Muppet would join me? Wait, is the Count a Muppet? The Count who counts? I want him. Give me the vampire. That's Sesame Street. Wait, I thought that was the Muppets. What's the difference? They are but aren't. But that should count for, the question of who's your favorite Muppet. My favorite Muppet is the main character of the Dark Crystal. The elf-like creature. It's my favorite Muppet. Does Yoda count? What about Baby Yoda? Baby Yoda is my favorite Muppet. Yoda clears Grogu? I used to think so. I used to be a Grogu hater, but I think Grogu clears. I hate to say it. Grogu is Yoda? Wait, since when? Is that like the new MatPat invented lore? Sans' Ness, Grogu is Yoda. Oh, I get it. He ages backwards. It's like a Benjamin Button situation. But then it's kind of messed up that he doesn't say anything about it. That he is the most powerful Force user or whatever, but he just keeps quiet and eats eggs instead. Yoda's 900 years old. He doesn't look it. 900 is the new 30. Okay, but do you feel like people are actually aging slower? Or is that just cope? Because I feel like they are. Do you ever look at pictures of people from the 1800s and then look at people today? The Vsauce video on it. I think I watched that, but then I forgot what the answer was. Are people actually aging slower? Or is it just that we associate oldness with what old people wear right now? So then by the time that we're old, people will associate oldness with what we're wearing. Even if it's a crop top, Crop top and Uggs. Oh, that's such a grandma thing to wear, Yes, also the sun exposure, right? That deadly laser beam cannot reach us from the safety of our caves. Yeah, better nutrition, better healthcare, better sunscreen. I wish I liked Assassin's Creed Black Flag more than I did. I liked parts of it. I liked the pirate parts. Yeah, the pirate parts were really fun. We're due for a higher quality pirate game. I meant to play Sid Meier's Pirates and I never did. I mean, that's an old one though. I wish Sea of Thieves was just a little bit different. I feel like Sea of Thieves could be the best pirate game to ever exist, if only it were a little bit different. I just wish it had progression. I don't like how the only thing you can spend your money on is cosmetics. It feels like there's no point. Which is crazy for me to say, because usually I love cosmetics, but I don't know. When I'm a pirate, I kind of just want my pirate ship to look like a pirate ship, and it already does. I also got really rich in Sea of Thieves, I feel like, and then I bought my one outfit, and then I didn't feel like I needed anything else. But also, you can't even change your character, right? It's all cosmetics, but then you're locked into whatever character you made at the start. Did I ever get a cat? I did, but I had to spend real money on that, You have to pay for a reroll. I just wish you would start with a crappy ship. Perhaps nothing more than a rowboat. And then you have to build or steal a new ship. And it'd be cool if you could upgrade your ship. To me, that's what it's missing. Also, I feel like all of the missions are kind of blend together. It's all kind of go and kill 50 skeletons over here and bring back the treasure. Make balancing player versus player hellish. Yeah, I kind of feel like it should have be PvE, co-op, but there aren't other players around. Unless you go to a specific area. But I've said before that whenever I've played Sea of Thieves, somehow I just have not run into any other players. Usually your ship gets sunk while you're on an island and you rage quit. That's real. I think I was probably the one who sunk your ship. I'm sorry. I never meet other players in that game, and I always want to. I always want to have an epic pirate battle, but I never do. And whenever I do, they're hackers, and they teleport into my cannon and then kill me. But I feel like Sea of Thieves could be so good. Anytime I see another ship, they always just run. And it's I'm not that scary. I'll probably lose. Let's have an epic pirate battle and find out. Isn't that what we're here for? Aren't you tired of killing 50 skeletons on an island? Don't you want to see what will happen? But they don't. They always run, and then they're like faster than me because I don't know how to sail my boat. You would think it would be an invitation, but it's not. Yeah, the Black Flag ship battles were cool. Just trying to do their missions. Oh, but can I say it? That the missions are boring? I don't know, and even the ones where you have to like kill the megalodon, it feels like the megalodon always disappears. Speak your truth. I just feel like the base of Sea of Thieves is so good. It wouldn't take much for it to be like a truly spectacular pirate game. I like it just for like the vibes, you know, like you play the music together, you drink, you throw up all over your ship, and that's fun. But I want to start on a little tiny rowboat, like One Piece. One Piece does have peak game progression, but in anime form. So I heard that people don't like how One Piece has gotten. Like the power scaling is wacky, is crazy. Where am I at? I haven't been watching One Piece actually. So I only watched like the Alabasta arc. But it was really good, so I don't know why I stopped. I haven't really been watching much anime lately. Is Freerun back on yet? Freerun's coming out, right? 2 episodes are out soon. Just started the other day. I should watch it. I was watching Freerun the first season when it was airing, and it was nice to watch it every week. But it's like one of the few anime where I like the slice of life stuff better than when they're doing plot heavy stuff. Usually I'm all about the plot, but I think Freerun is best when it's being like sentimental and relaxed. I've said in the past that I thought oranges were mid fruit. They kind of are, but there's good oranges out there. Like sumo oranges. Lately I've been eating sumo oranges. And though expensive, they are good. Now some oranges are bad. And I cannot be convinced otherwise. Sometimes you get one and it's like all pulp. No juice. Also, I feel like we have lost something in creating oranges with no seeds. I feel like we've compromised on the flavor. It's like what happened to the red delicious apple. Because we wanted an apple with bright red skin, we created an abomination. And I think in creating seedless oranges, we created something that has no juice, all pulp, dry orange. I feel like some of the best varieties of orange that you get have seeds, and it's worth it dealing with the seeds to taste that sweet juice. You don't think you've had a seedless orange? Then you've probably had good oranges. Aren't sumos seedless? Yeah, I think they are. But you know, so I don't think I want to know what my pace is at the moment. I'm gonna need some short runs to make up for that 20-minute run. I'm not even sure about a sub 5. I think even if I played like perfectly, it might not be a sub 5 because of the habits I've got right now. They're not fast habits to make friends and influence people. I've never read that book. I don't actually know what the content is. Wait, isn't it just like say people's name a lot when you talk to them? That's real though. That's actually a cheat code. People love it when you say their name when you talk to them. I love it. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? Can't do that? Why not? Never say anyone's names. You should try it. It makes people feel like you're paying attention and like they're special. Sounds like baby talk. Well, don't say it like every sentence, you know? But at least once in the conversation, you know? Do not say your name in conversation. Why not? Doesn't it make you feel special? Yeah, it also helps to memorize your name. If you're bad with names like me, 12 minutes. 12 minutes? Makes you sound like a car salesman. Well, don't say it like, Jonathan, can I interest you in a new used car? Good at conversation, say all the names. Yeah, if you say that, you'll really sound like a used car salesman. Nimi, can I interest you in a 13-hour stream? In theory, I'm the best I've ever been. I don't think that's true actually, because you can get worse. But I haven't. So I am the best I've ever been. You'll take whatever I'm selling. Remember that in however many days. or weeks buy entire stock. It's not gonna be the price of a used car. Well, no. I don't think so. Used cars aren't that cheap, right? The cheapest used car is still like $1,000, right? I just don't know how much cars cost. If a car costs $100, then it might be the cost of a car. But I don't think you could get a car for $100. Surely, right? Maybe one of those like Barbie cars. As a kid, didn't you always used to think that toys were like so expensive? Especially when they come in a big box. Like the bigger the box, the more expensive. But I think they're often just like $20. They were? Were they? How expensive were they? Not $20? Legos? Well, Legos have always been premium. What about those kits? The friendship bracelet kits. Or the Play-Doh pasta extruder. That was my favorite. But I loved anything like fake food, like play food. I loved the play kitchen, the slime kit. I mean, I would have gone crazy for slime. Kids these days in this slime world have so many choices. I guess they did have slime back then. I feel like you made it yourself though, out of like baking powder. You make that stuff that is like, it's soft if you touch it softly. Yeah, gack. Is that what it's called? Oobleck? Is that really what it's called? Because I had that in my head, but then I was like, no, that's just ooblets. Oobleck. It's a great name. Oobleck is real. There's like a name for what it's called, right? Like a sciencey name. Non-Newtonian fluid? What does that mean? What's the definition of a non-Newtonian fluid? It means it's non-Newtonian. Well, so like, isn't everything non-Newtonian though? Because we like Einstein now. Well, most things can be modeled by Newtonian physics to a high degree of accuracy, but it's not exactly precise, especially when looking at things like stars, right? You have to account for relativity, or really small things, or oobleck. Must feel good to be oobleck, where viscosity changes when a force is applied. So like, am I Newtonian? I feel like if you slap me, my viscosity will change. Am I fluid? I don't know. I'm like 70% water, or so they say. My viscosity is consistent. What is the viscosity of a human? Do you like average it out? But I feel like when I work out, I'm less viscous than when I don't work out, you know? Like sometimes my legs get really firm, and sometimes they're not firm. I'll be real. Tapirs aren't fluid? When I don't work out, my legs can get awfully jiggly. Whose don't, you know? Whose don't? That's why you gotta keep up the dance. Keep firm legs. What about flesh? Because I consider myself more flesh than blood. What's the viscosity of flesh? Is it like 0? Like not viscous? These are the important questions in life. It's not a fluid, but it's fluid-esque-ish. Wouldn't you say? It's fluid-ish. Ketchup is a non-Newtonian fluid? Ketchup. Aren't I a nurse? Yes. You see my name tag? Well, then it sounds like everything is a non-Newtonian fluid. That makes it sound so special, but it sounds like there's a lot. Ketchup? Wait, ketchup changes viscosity? If you slap it? I can't say I've ever tried. Also, I feel like my pot's looking so gold right now. It's actually gonna be the shortest stream ever. Slap the wateriness. I do hate when the ketchup bottle, when you don't shake it up and it just squirts liquid ketchup water all over your hot dog. I don't know why watered down ketchup seems so revolting, you know? Like, is it really that bad? Oh my gosh, I forgot I made coleslaw yesterday. I was gonna eat some for lunch, but I didn't. Because when I made the sauce for the coleslaw, I put in some like stone ground spicy mustard, and it did the thing where it squirted mustard water, and I was like, ew. But then my sauce was so liquidy already. It's like, does it even matter? Then like lemon juice in it. This little bit of mustard water isn't gonna make a difference. Probably. So I ate it. Well, yeah. A little mustard water never killed anybody. And it turned out delicious. I was just cooking with what I had at home. I had a cabbage. And I had vegan sausages and I had pitas. So I was like, oh, well, I should put the vegan sausage in the pita, but then what do I put with it? Because I'm not just gonna have a sausage and pita with like mustard and ketchup to make coleslaw. And it was good. It kind of is girl dinner. I'm getting better at like cooking with what I have in the house. I used to be really bad. Like I would only know how to make stuff with a recipe. I think because I started out as a baker before I learned to cook. So I used to only be able to cook with a recipe, which made it really hard to like improvise things and just eat what's already in my house. But I've gotten much better at it. I feel like also the trick is to always have some veggies. Because, you know, I always have like pasta and rice and stuff. But it's hard to make a meal out of just pasta and rice. But if you have like veggies, you can always build a meal around veggies. And some vegan sausages in the fridge. Fettuccine Alfredo with broccoli. Oh, that sounds so good. Making Thai curry, that sounds so good too. I'm getting hungry already. I could go eat some coleslaw. Did anybody else used to think that it was called cold slaw? Because it's slaw that's cold. Because it's in the fridge. You did? I don't know why it's called Cole. Is it named after a person? Named Cole. What is slaw? I don't know. Cabbage? Thinly sliced cabbage marinated in some kind of sauce? John Cole invented it. Cabbage is coal in Germanic languages. And what's slaw? Slop? It kind of is cabbage slop. But I love cabbage slop. Cabbage is an underrated veggie. It's good in dumplings, with noodles, in a coleslaw, in a soup. My problem is that every time I buy a cabbage, it's like a giant cabbage. You have to find a million things to cook with it. That's good? I don't know. I was making my coleslaw and I like cut a little bit off from the cabbage and I was like, this doesn't seem like very much. I wonder if this is enough. I'm just making a little amount, but you know. But then as I started shredding it, the volume increased like tenfold. If I shredded the whole thing, I think I would have had like, I don't know, like maybe like 30 cups of shredded cabbage. And it took me forever. But worse was the carrots. Because I didn't have pre-shredded carrots. Oh, I didn't even use a shredder. I was just cutting it up with a knife. My baby carrots. You can get pre-shredded carrots? You can. You sure can. Same places they have the baby carrots, which is pretty much all I buy. 10 hours isn't bad. It's true. People do longer speed runs, but it's kind of a repetitive speed run. Also, it wouldn't be 10 hours if you're good. I mean, if you're good, you could do it in 1 hour, I think. I just feel like it would be satisfying, but I like watching people play this game, especially if they're very fast. There's just something satisfying about it. I love Skyrim ambience. It's like unmatched for me. It's not my favorite game at all, but there's just something about it. It's classic, nostalgic, like a lot of Elder Scrolls music. I really should get into the other ones. Oblivion. I never gave it a real good shot. Skyrim has a special place in my heart because it was like was it the first RPG that I played? I think it might have been in 2011. I hadn't played too many games up until that point. Probably mostly like Nintendo games. You know, DS games, GameCube games, Wii games. I think Skyrim was my first RPG. I played it on the Xbox 360. Like on release, I got it. The hype. And what really sold me is that, like, you know, I booted it up. I played a high elf, an ugly high elf, tried to make my character beautiful. She was ugly. Get to the very first town, start hearing people talk about a wizard college, a mage's college. And it's like, oh, I've heard that you can do anything in this game. Can I go? Heard that it was in Winterhold. Went to the man with the carriage and asked him to take me to Winterhold. And that was that. And then I became the archmage. And that was like a magical experience for someone who had never played any game like that. I want to play it again, but I don't know. I don't know what want to do in Skyrim. I thought about playing Enderell, but I think all I want to do is play Skyrim, like base game Skyrim. I crave the familiarity. VR Skyrim. Oh my gosh, I will die. I do want to get my index set up and record some videos in VR, because I really want to like just walk around Outer Wilds in VR, even though I think it will be very scary, extremely scary. Yeah, and I want to do Hitman VR too, because I think that would be extremely funny. The two sides of VR. Resident Evil 7 VR? No. That game is too scary for me in normal mode. I don't actually want to perish. Just want to experience something cool. What are we looking forward to in 2026? I'm looking forward to Ontos. That's coming out this year, right? I think the new Frictional Games game with Baron Harkonnen and that guy from Andor. Resident Evil 9, Tomodachi Life 2. I feel like there's a lot of good stuff coming. New Animal Crossing. I've lost all hope for New Animal Crossing because they did this big update. You know when they said like we're done updating Animal Crossing? And that turned out to be a lie. So now I feel like they're just gonna, I don't know, keep updating it. Maybe on the Switch 3. No, it'll be something different. I feel like the Switch is like equivalent to the Wii. So we're gonna get a Wii U-esque console after the Switch 2. Yeah, the Switch U. Nintendo VR console? Well, they could. Well, haven't they done that? Didn't they have like a cardboard box that you could like put over your eyes and turn it into a little VR headset? We always end up back at apples to apples, which I still think I'm gonna say, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think it's better than Cards Against Humanity. I think Cards Against Humanity is too edgy for the sake of being edgy, to the point where it impedes the actual humor. Because you just play a card that's like butts, you know, and then everybody's like, ha ha ha, oh my god, butts. Apples to apples requires you to actually be clever, because you can't just play the funny butt card. Depends on your friend group. It's true. It's true. You hear only bad things about Cards Against Humanity. It can be fun. It can be fine. I have to say, I haven't played Cards Against Humanity since I was a literal teenager. So maybe if I played it now, you know, with adults who are maybe less likely to just spam the butt card. Aren't they all like butt cards? In truth? I don't know. They still do. Never changes. I do like Jackbox. Jackbox is good too. So, you know, requires a screen. Jackbox is also maybe a little less edgy than Cards Against Humanity. Though it can be too. It's because I watch it every week. It's true. I love watching Jackbox. I'll always love it. Gartic Phone, yes. Yes. Joke-a-boat. My favorite Jackbox ones are like not the most popular ones though. I like Lather Round, and I like, shoot, what's it called? It's the weird one where you have to like, it's like draw something that's 50% baby and 50% yacht. Not non-sensory? Yeah. That's one of the newer ones too. I haven't played the newest pack though. That one is hard because like the first round you play, nobody knows the rules or how to play or anything. And then they might have a bad experience and not want to play a second round, but you have to you have to stick with it. You don't understand. You have to just listen to my 1 hour explanation. And then it will be so fun. After that, after you force yourself to not have fun for 2 hours, then you'll finally understand, and then it will be the most fun. That is how I feel. Like playing board games. A lot of my friends in college were like board game people, which is cool, and I liked to play. I guess I've never really been a board game person, you know? Of course, I like Catan, and I love Munchkin. I think Munchkin's my favorite. But there were some that I could not get into. The ones with the instruction booklet that is so thick, and it's like, on your turn, you get 4 actions. But the actions have to be 1 purchase, 1 sell, 1 move, and 1 trade. And on every other turn, You cannot trade. It's too much already, I know. But I also think just like, I don't know. Once you know how to play, you just want to play that one over and over again. And I'm sure there are good board games out there that I have yet to learn and would be super fun to play. Risk is classic. Isn't that the one that takes like 20 hours to do one game? And it takes up your whole dining table, so you just have to have it out there for like a week. Years? What are people playing these days? What are families playing? That's my question. Because growing up with my family, we always played Monopoly, which I think is a genuinely terrible game. And like Parcheesi, which also I don't think is a very good game. It's pretty much just RNG. I feel like board games are better now. Like Catan is good. And Munchkin is good. I would have loved to play those. It will break families apart. So will Monopoly, though. Also, my grandparents always used to let me win. I thought I was really good at Monopoly, but then I realized that my grandparents just let me win every time. Unless my cousin, who is similar to my age, was also there. In which case, they would let one of us win. And it would be a genuine duel between the two of us. I feel like VR is not the future of gaming. I feel like everybody thought that it was and would be, but I don't know. Well, maybe VR technology will get better. I think as it is, it's not good enough. It's too cumbersome, and it gives too many people extreme nausea when they play it. And the control scheme is like difficult. Yeah, namely me. What I say goes. So VR will not be the future. Is this a boomer take? I don't know. I'm in my Luddite era though. I'm reading books, you know? I'm playing retro games. I'm romanticizing the past. No, I think VR could be good. I just feel like it's annoying right now. Like the Valve Index is such a niche product because it takes like a really strong PC to use it. And then you have to set up like the towers. You need like a lot of space. It's like a lot of work to play a game. I feel like the Steam Deck is like the best. I'm just a Steam Deck fan, I guess. The Steam Deck requires like no work to play. You just pick it up and boom, you're playing, you know? No PC required. It's fairly strong. Yeah, but I'm sure VR will continue to improve. The Quest, is that what it was called? The Facebook one? The Meta Quest? I feel like that one was on the right track because you don't need a computer to use it. And you don't need like towers to use it either, right? Like my mom had one and she was into it and she's not a gamer. So I feel like that one is more accessible. The next Valve VR headset is like that. I'm not surprised. That seems like the way to go. But I also hate how like clunky they are. Like they give me a headache, not just from the motion sickness, but also to wear on my head, on my face. If they can work on that. Need a strong neck. Wait, does it improve your neck muscles? Maybe I should use it. Quest 3 is fairly light. I guess I've only really used the Index. But like I said, my mom had, actually I think she still has it somewhere, but she hasn't used it in a long time. Had a Quest. And she would do virtual roller coasters. She would like sit on the couch and do virtual roller coasters and put her hands up and be like, woo! Which is so cute. And then she would play this like dinosaur game, this scary dinosaur game. And she tried to get me to play it, but I refused because I'm a party pooper. But I should have played it. The most mom behavior ever. She also, like, at the family functions, it's been a long time since we've had, like, a big family get-together. But when we used to have them, she would always be bringing, like, a new game to the function. Like, one year, it was this game where you have this strange plastic device that you like put in your mouth and it forces your mouth open, which already, this is like a weird thing to bring to the family function, but you know, and it makes you talk funny and then you have to like speak phrases and it's like a team-based game where one person puts on the plastic mouth forcer opener thing. You remember that? But then like we quickly ran into a problem because it's kind of gross Cause you like slobber all over it, and then what? Then somebody else has to put it on. I mean, I guess you can clean it, and you should clean it in theory, but it's still kind of like, I don't know if I want to use the family mouthpiece, you know? Gotta share. Yeah, the novelty wears off. Wait, Hearthstone? Wait, maybe I'm thinking of Hearthstone. I did play like 2 games of Hearthstone before. Because I feel like Hearthstone convinced every Dota player to give it a try. I don't know how they did that, but I don't know. Is it just me? I feel like they incepted every Dota player's mind. Like, you should play Hearthstone. It was very popular. Is it? Do people still play it? Does this still have online? What about auto chess? What was the league one called? Still going? Oh, team fight tactics. That's right. I feel like I could get into that, but I won't. Because this is the year of Dota, and I'm gonna get into Dota and get really good and play ranked. No, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I will put together a team of non-toxic Dota players, and it will be beautiful. You'll pass on this year if it's the year of Dota. It's possible. Just wait. It's gonna be beautiful. And it's gonna start a cultural reform for Dota. Apparently Dota has a behavior score now. And I'm scared of that because I don't talk in Dota and I have everyone muted. And I feel like that's honestly kind of rude. Like, can I get a good behavior score while ignoring my teammate? My whole team? Or do I have to be polite? Because I don't wanna interact with anybody. It's not rude when you say nothing, but I feel like it is. I mean, if somebody says hello, well, not like that. Somebody says, hi, I'm so excited to be in a match with you. What role would you like to play? It's rude to not respond, right? But I won't even know they said it. So delighted to be playing Dota with you. That's how Dota's gonna be in 2026. It's gonna be polite. It's gonna be kind. Nobody's gonna quit just because they're losing. The comebacks are gonna be real. I'm manifesting it. Very demure. I mean, there's no reason why that can't be Dota, right? Is Pokemon Unite dead? That was a chance for a non-toxic MOBA, but only because literally all communication is banned, probably. I still remember my Pokemon Unite days fondly. I think I just like MOBAs though. I'm cursed to be a MOBA enjoyer. They're fun when you know, have everyone muted and have a nicely matched game in terms of skill level. They can be fun even when you lose, I think. But that's the key, I think. If you can still have fun when you lose. Now we're just to lose. No, it's not like you lost. You had fun along the way. You had to play with your friends for an hour. It's not about winning or losing. Because even if you lose, you probably still had fun moments. Epic gamer moments. An evenly matched game feels so good to win. Even when you lose, it doesn't feel bad, right? Because you're like, oh, that was close. GG's though. We'll get them next time, and then you're fired up to improve. My old Steam account is still like, I think I still have friends on there. There were people I met in Dota and played one game with and then never talked to again. But like, I don't want to unfriend them because that's rude. Also, because some of them got really good at Dota by now, so it's like, if I ever need, you know, a carry, maybe I can reach out. 10,000 hours in Dota. Blame your team and make them cry. I'm usually the one people are blaming, and, you know, they may or may not be right to do so. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Don't blame the support though. It's easy to do, but don't. Take responsibility. Yeah, supports can do no wrong. Exactly. If a support dies, it's like, oh, well, it's because I'm squishy. If a support kill steals, well, it's because, oh, I was just securing the kill. If a support fails to ward, oh, I was just saving my money to get my Aghanim Scepter. Oh, wards are free now? Well, I needed the slot. Gotta confirm the kills. I'm relearning how to ward, because that was like the one thing that I focused on, was like warding. Because I felt like as a support, like if all else fails, like at least I can say I warded, you know? Nobody can say I didn't. Were they good wards? Maybe. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But at least they were there. Yeah, I'm doing my part. Although now that wards are free, shouldn't everybody just buy their own wards and put them where they want them? Does the support still buy the ward? Or is it because carries can't be bothered to learn where to place them? Do they think it beneath them to place a ward? Time is money. That's true. You have to walk. Sometimes it's far. It's a support activity. I am one of those support players that thinks that my role is the most important. The support controls the lane, you know? Warding can prevent ganks, can, you know, set you up to take objectives. And then supports, I mean, it's hard. You have to pull the lane, you know? And stack camps. You sacrifice farm so that the carry can have farm. You are squishy. You must play despite having less money than everybody else. Some are saying it's the most challenging role, and it's the best role. The role that takes the most skill and the biggest brain. I mean, some of these carry heroes only have one button to press. Some of the new supports have like 13 buttons. It's crazy. Phantom Assassin. Supports get CC, which is the fun part of the game. Yeah. I love a stun. That's what I realized. I think as I love stuns. I only want to play supports or characters that have stuns. I don't know what to do without them. Oh my gosh, I've been practicing a little bit against bots, and I tried to play support Pudge, and I don't think I have it in me. Pudge is the grotesque hero that hooks you and ruins your life and eats you alive. And as a support, I think he's every support's worst nightmare. But now you can play him as a support. So you can become your own nightmare. But I don't think I have it in me. I was missing all of my hooks. It was terrible. And I was scared. Every time I hooked someone and they came to me, I was scared. What if they're stronger than me? I am the danger. But I wasn't. I didn't have the confidence to say it. So I don't think I'm gonna be playing any Pudge. Scared playing bots? I know. And real people are so much scarier because they can say nasty words to you. But your teammates are scarier than the enemy team, I think. Because like if you lose, if you're bad, then the enemy team will be happy. But if you're bad, your own team will certainly not be happy. Is a VR headset bad for your eyes? I mean, all screens are bad for your eyes, right? But I feel like, because they always said don't sit too close to your TV. And now I'm here sitting very close to my monitor. But the VR headset is like as close as can be. Old CRTs were really bad for you. Why is that? I feel like TVs now would be worse for you because they're brighter. They shoot electrons? Electrons? Not photons? Well, everything shoots photons. Well, I guess it's more like they get reflected. How high energy are electrons? That does sound bad. CRT shoots electron. It's an electron gun? It's like shining a laser into your eye. Well, how do TVs now work? They have a bunch of pixels that light up? I don't know how TVs work. Now they're magic. They're full of plasma? What even is plasma? It's what I make in my microwave when I forget to take the foil off my burrito. What do you do if you're watching your coworker about to microwave their lunch and you see them start to put aluminum foil in the microwave? Do you say, don't forget to remove the foil? Flee? You watch? That happened to me once, and I didn't want to like backseat, but I did. I was like, oh, don't forget to remove your foil. And my coworker was like, oh, haha, you're right. I knew I was forgetting something. It's not backseating, it's safety. If it risks you, then you'll say something. Well, it really only risks the microwave, right? Although that, you know, that's bad news for everybody who planned on microwaving their lunch, which I did too. I always wanted a microwave for my lunch in high school, but I never had one. I think if you like befriend a teacher who has one in their room, you can access one, but I guess they don't provide them because high schoolers probably will microwave a cup noodle with no water in it. can't be trusted. Also, it would probably take a million years. And lunch in high school, at my high school, was always like 20 minutes long, which is not enough time at all for anything. I don't know how they had it so short. Same for you. Like, if you got your lunch from the line, you had like 5 minutes to eat it. Yours was 10 minutes. We need to give children longer lunch breaks. It's not good to eat so fast either. Our high school had amazing chicken tenders. I never ate anything from the cafeteria, but it didn't look good. I heard that some high schools have like KFCs in them, like real fast food restaurants, which is crazy. It can't be good. Or they'll have like leftover like Domino's pizza. Yours had a Domino's? That seems crazy. I want to play D&D. I want to play TTRPGs. I have an idea. For one, I want to DM, but I have to actually write it first. That's something I want to work on, and I'm scared. But I think I'm gonna use the lasers and feelings system because it's so simple. If you've never played lasers and feelings, I highly recommend it as a TTRPG. It's very simple and easy to learn. I mean, you can literally like make your character and learn it in like 10 minutes if you're ever intimidated by D&D. I think they also make it easy to DM if you want, because they give you like, there's like a chart that you roll to get ideas. Although I guess the creative application is still up to you. But yeah, I want to give that a try. Also because I think lasers and feelings is very funny. The way it works is you have your character. Actually, I based my maze of horrors on it, kind of loosely. To build your character, you just have one stat, if my memory is correct. And it's like, well, you have 2 stats, but it's like a balance. You have your lasers and you have your feelings. And lasers is like how good you are at like medicine or science or engineering, etc. And feelings is like how charismatic you are or how good you are at convincing people of things, etc. And so you pick a number between 1 and 6. Or 0 and 6? 0 and 6, I guess. And then I think 0 is lasers. So the closer you are to 0s, the more lasers and the less feelings you are. And then if you're 6, then you're like all feeling, no lasers. And then when you want to do something, you just roll 1d6. And if you're trying to do feelings, then you want to roll a lower than your feeling score. And if you want to do lasers, you want to roll higher than your lasers score. It's very simple. Yeah, it is such a good simplification. And it uses d6s, which a lot of people have lying around, even if they don't have D&D dice. You can dig it up in some board game, probably. And then it's like a sci-fi setting. But of course, you can do whatever you want. That's the beauty of TTRPGs. Use your imagination. And the world is your oyster. Fill for your Yahtzee box. Yes, exactly. I love how, I don't know, I feel like D&D is having a resurgence. Like, it's been very popular lately. Well, like, for the past few years, I feel like it has been. I see lots of, like, D&D podcasts and stuff. And I hope people are playing it due to Stranger Things. I'll take it. Because of Baldur's Gate, I'll take it. D&D is what got me friends in college, so it will always have a very special place in my heart, and I always recommend it for making friends. Find a D&D group. Better yet, learn to DM, because people are always in need of a DM. Easiest way to put together a D&D group. Also, like, lots of game shops or even bookstores sometimes will do TTRPG nights, which are fun. DMing is also really fun. I want to get better at it. I want to do it more this year. I think that I can. It intimidates me. And I don't think I have very much TTRPG experience in general, but I probably have enough to DM. I don't know. D&D DMing scares me because I don't know the rules, like, front and back, you know? Which I feel like it definitely helps to know the rules very well if you're gonna DM. You can always just look it up. Or make it up. Yeah, wing it. I feel like there's 2 types of DMs. Well, there's probably more than 2. But there's like the type that will adjust things on the fly to make things more cinematic or easier or more manageable, you know, if you're struggling. And then there's the DM that will stick to the numbers exactly. And if you die, you die. And I feel like they both have their places. I've only ever played in like a campaign where like you're not gonna die. Unless you want to die. Like the DM is not gonna kill your character. But it might be fun to play in one where, you know, there's real risks. There's all kinds of ways to play hardcore mode. Yeah, it's true. There's also resurrection in D&D. Although sometimes it can be tricky. You may not have the resources. I guess it depends if the DM wants to give you the resources to resurrect yourself. It's nice to have a real risk of death, but it sucks when it actually happens. I know, if you get attached to your character, which I always do, I think a good DM can make it feel like you're in danger, but you're not actually. But you'll always, you know, just barely survive. What's my character's backstory? The character I played the most was an Eladrin cleric of Bahamut. So she was like a dragon priestess. And I kind of plagiarized Starfire. She was kind of like Starfire, like she was like an alien and didn't know about you know, the mortal plane customs because she came from the Feywild. Can they fix our schedule? It's making me feel like they don't care. But they're releasing all the holiday stuff 2 months late. They're almost caught up. Are they actually fixing it? I thought maybe that they just don't mind. Is this the accelerated schedule? So that it can catch up with the JP version? New Year's outfits in a few weeks. I mean, I can't talk because my thing is late too. It's still thematically appropriate as long as it doesn't get released, you know, in summer, which it won't. Gura New Year kimono. Wait, that sounds cute. I should save for that. I want her to have a more fancy outfit because it's really cute how she has her, you know, she just has like an athletic wear because she never won any races. Is that why? But I would like to see her in something fancy. Can I get the opera New Year outfit? Of course, is named after a dang browser, Internet Explorer horse. The outfit's so funny. I want to see it. Can you like draw it for me using like ASCII in the chat? I want to look, but I don't want to take the time to Google it. I gotta play this game. You don't have that many characters? Well, you'll have to cooperate with one another. You'll have to work together to do it line by line. I believe you can do it. Start with the top. Start with the ears, word by word. That's true. Or you could give me a detailed description, a detailed text description. That might be just as good as an image. I need to read more. I haven't been reading. You know, it's dumb because last night I couldn't fall asleep because I knew I had to wake up early to go to my dance lesson. But the past few nights I've been wanting to stay up late and read, but then I just fall asleep. But on the one night that I couldn't sleep, I didn't read at all because I was just laying with my eyes closed, trying to sleep. I stayed up reading last night. I want to. I'm probably gonna be too tired tonight too. I'm just gonna fall right asleep. Reading's terrible for your sleep schedule. Probably for mine too. But I want it to be terrible. I want it to mess up my sleep schedule. Because bedtime seems like the perfect time to read. But maybe that's why it's perfect, because it lulls me to sleep. Maybe that's the trouble. Yeah, the quietest time of day. And you're supposed to not look at screens, you know, before you go to bed. Not that I ever follow that. But the screens are what lull me to sleep. The dulcet tones of a YouTube video. Especially if it's what I'm trying to pay attention to. That's how it gets me. Then I'll just fall right asleep. As soon as I'm trying to learn something, that's when the brain will turn off. I watched a video on North Sentinel Island. Is that what it's called? It's like the last uncontacted people It really makes you think. It makes me think about, like, I don't know, because they probably see, like, planes and stuff. I wonder what they think or how much they've learned just from the few instances of contact that they've had. It's like, I want to know. I want to make contact so we can learn about them, but also then they would no longer be the last uncontacted peoples. And also, I kind of feel like we should just leave them alone because it really seems like they don't want to be messed with at this point. So we should probably just let them do their thing. Yeah, it is illegal to go there, right? Give them flaming hot Cheetos. Apparently, according to this video, I didn't look it up, so I'd take it with a grain of salt. I don't know if it's actually true. According to this video, a YouTuber went there and left a can of Coke on the shore and then left, like without contacting them. So it's possible that they've tried a can of Coke. What if we're the last uncontacted people to aliens? That's what I was thinking about, right? It makes me want to write a setting that's like that. Like, you think it's normal, or maybe you even think that it's already like a scientifically advanced society, but then like it turns out that there's like fourth dimensional beings that have been observing us. We're just completely unaware. Premise of a game, I feel like it would be a good twist, you know? Like, you go through the whole story like completely unaware, and maybe there are like some unexplained phenomena, like the equivalent of an airplane, a UFO. UFO is like overdone though. Although I liked in Nope, that was an interesting concept of a UFO. UAPs. What does that stand for? Unidentified aerial phenomena? Why did they rename it? Because it might not be an object. Any kind of phenomena. To get away from the flying saucer connotations, maybe? Yeah, make it a broader term. I had a dream once that there were aliens, and it was like a weirdly like realistic dream. I had a weirdly realistic dream about aliens, and it all started because a seed fell to Earth, and they like did DNA testing on the seed and found that it did not share like a common ancestor with all life on Earth. So it confirmed that there were like, well, there was an alien seed at least. I don't know if there were, you know, little green men. How is Hightail? Were you watching Saba play? I kind of want to play it too. I want to make a little cottagecore farm. What makes it different from Minecraft? It has like RPG elements. Just scared to ask people to play. I'll play. More RPG? Does it have like quests? Bigger focus on combat and exploration. Is it like Terraria? Me trying to make a comparison to something I know? Is it like this game? Yes, actually. I do love Terraria. 3D Terraria is a decent comparison, which is funny because people say that's what Minecraft is, but I've always thought that they were actually pretty different. I mean, yes, you can mine and craft, but Terraria has so much more, like, I don't know, all the magic items and the bosses and stuff. I guess Minecraft is getting more like that as time goes on, but not really. I would not say bosses are like a huge part of Minecraft, but I would say bosses are like a big part of Terraria. Because you can totally enjoy Minecraft and never fight any of the bosses. Maybe the Ender Dragon so you can get an Elytra, but like the Wither, you don't have to fight that guy. You can just ignore him and live your life. For beacons, you can ignore the dragon too. It's true, you can. Oh, and the Warden? What does the Warden even get you? There's also the fish. What is he? The fish. Literally nothing. The Warden gets you nothing. I guess you're not supposed to fight it, right? That was their foray into making Minecraft into a horror game, but they already succeeded at that with the caves. Elder Guardian gives a sponge! For all your effort, he gives you a sponge! What kind of boss reward is the sponge? The sponge is huge. And drain the ocean with that. I thought that there are sponges at the bottom of the ocean that you can just swim down and harvest. No? Oh, there's not? The Elder Guardian is guarding all the sponges. He's hoarding them. Then there'd be no ocean. I know you've watched them too. I've watched so many videos of people draining the ocean in Minecraft. Why? I don't know. Because they can. Because I'll watch it. Because somebody will watch it. To this day, I still will click on any like weird Minecraft thing. I did this in Minecraft. All right, let's see it. Let's see it then. Mining a mountain in Minecraft. Oh, I kind of want to do the chunk percent in Minecraft. How long does that take? Surely less than getting over it. However many times this is, right? Chunk percent is just where you dig out an entire chunk. Oh, but it's gonna be so bad on the new version of Minecraft because the world is like 300 blocks deep. Do you have to play it on current release? Chunk percent, the deep rock. Oh no. Chunk percent, no pickaxe. Wait, that's cruel. What's the speed on chunk percent? On super flat. That's the move. 8 minutes on task. What about not task? TNT or no? Well, is it faster to gather TNT? I would say TNT is allowed if it's faster. Is it? I guess it probably might be. It's slower? Yeah, that's true. You have to balance. Like, do you bother getting enchantments? Or do you just, roll with an iron pickaxe until you can get diamond? TNT would be way slower. Has a sub 3? How? Can the robot mine faster than I can? I don't think so. They picked an empty chunk. That's not fair. It has to be a full chunk. Yeah, how do you decide? No robot is faster than me. Except all of them that are.